What's up, guys? It's Mrjamvad, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. And today we're going to be using a team given to me by Drakeon. Now, this is a very interesting team, but I want you guys to support my boy Drakeon here. That's a big reason that I use this team. Here's my Smogon profile. The link is in the description if you want to share a team. But he was like, hey, what's up, Jam? I said, first time posting here and even making a team. And so he wanted me to try it out, and it's built around he or she, I mean it could be a woman or a girl, building around their favorite Pokemon. And look at that, joined today. So this person literally made a Smogon account likely to post a team, and this, and first time building a team, that just took a lot of courage. So I wanted to just in real time use this person's team, and just that's something, every day is some new shit. But there's certain themes that always rotate in my mind, particularly when, I'm over something like the Academy, which, the aim is to make players better and whatnot. So, there's certain themes as I encounter the same thing over and over again. I'm like, okay, what's causing that person to not have the confidence or not have. And so when I see, I know what kind of courage it takes to not only build your team but post it for potentially everybody to see and make a judgment on. Much respect. So I'm gonna do my best to do your team justice as we go into it. Kudos, man, kudos. So this first game in this Trace Gardens I think is gonna be cool, very cool, especially with Zero, or he or she commented on that. But yeah. So in this game, very Diggersby weak. Man, when I come in, I just especially if it's a defensive Corviknight. So what I'm looking to do in Assault Vest, Gardevoir is going to do very well versus Como. Excuse me. Assuming it's not. So assuming non-Scarf, assuming non-physical Como. Gardevoir offensively does well versus 1, 2, potentially 3 if it's not Spadef. If it's not Fizdef. And Aegislash and Corviknight are going to be his main switches. Rocks being up versus those two. As those come in, Rocks being up, Gardevoir can be a massive problem. And I want Gardevoir to be the MVP because, he built a team around it. Corviknight guards well against this particular set, guards well against nothing in particular, but it does hazard control versus potential Como, potential Clef, assuming no flamethrower. We've seen Life Orb come up a lot. Really like Choice Scarf, Dragapult in this one. If we remove the Como, depending on his Clef as well, we can really just shadow ball this team apart. Just Umbreon guards well against, so what kind of Umbreon? Spadef. Potential Spadef, special Aegislash guards well against that, and it's just his typing makes it very good versus something, let's say like Dracovish plus Seismitoad plus Umbreon destroys his team, and then Diggersby is just Diggersby, and it just Diggersby's people's teams. And so all that being said, we're gonna start off with Umbreon. Actually, I did not think he'd lead Dracovish because Dracovish would give my Seismitoad a free switch. Turns out he's just a Fishious Ren variant. Super Fang, okay. And it's actually the worst kind of situation to have this. Though if he's Super Fang, what I'll do actually is go hard Dragapult here. On the Ghost type Super Fang, I'm gonna fire off a Draco Meteor because I have Infiltrator. Now, he may know this. It's high enough on the ladder where I feel like you should. And so I do want to U-turn on that likely Clefable coming in, but because Seismitoad is such a bad match, like I can't knock his item off and any of that. I'm actually just gonna Draco Meteor hard and smart enough to switch up, which is good. And so because I know the Dracovish is not choice scarfed at least, I can now take advantage of this, knowing that likely he's gonna teleport. So we're gonna position something in that he can't Oko very easily and threatens the majority of his team. So this forces in Zero or Como, which forces us to get information, because now if he goes Como on me, the assumption is that you can knock me out. I bet he's slow. His teleport Clef which means that's probably not his rocker. I bet he's slow, and I'm gonna do a million to him here. To a KO. Body presses. Did not expect him to body press. Expected him to hard switch. What am I trying to say? I expected him to because if I went guard on his body press, he lost a lot of momentum. So I expected him to switch. But if Como goes away, again, Shadow Ball is a very real problem. So that was not the best play. In hindsight, I can still win. So I don't generally make plays that lose me the game if I make them. But yeah, I just expected to get the one up on him there, and I got that incorrectly. But the fact that he subbed with Dracovish, even though maybe he said sub Dracovish because of bulk up Zero Aura, so I'll be mindful of that. Seismitoad actually might be quite a bit of his team without me realizing it. So I'm gonna Mystical Fire hard. The options there were either Aegis Slash or Corviknight hard. Now he may roost. So be it. Actually, the Iron Head there was a horrible play. Horrible play. Did not, because I assume he's assuming that 42 was a mid roll or a high roll. I don't know the reality of that. But this is a phenomenal position for me. Debating whether or not rocks are more valuable or knockoff is more valuable. I mean, his initial switch would be what? Potential Slash, I think, or potential Togekiss. I mean, Clefable. But it's just a healing Clefable. It's a teleport Clefable. And so, him getting the opportunity to go for Moonblast, which I'm just based on how he plays, I think Moonblast would be his initial play. I just need the information on his Aegis Slash. I think the combination of Umbreon and well-played Gardevoir will be able to pull this out, because he can't switch into Gardevoir now. And so, again, I don't want to go into anything that allows Corviknight to just come in freely. So be it. I can afford for it. So he wishes, which is good positioning for me, because now I can position. If he stays in, that means he's teleporting. If he hard switches, that means I get the momentum. Downside, obviously, he could be potential Grass Knot. Because of his Dracovish set, I doubt that. But because it could, I mean, you'd run like a Grass Knot variant if you were trying to fear that, right? Like, that's the assumption I have anyway. So we're gonna Umbreon to scout, and he does have Grass Knot, and he doesn't show an item. I doubt that he's probably expert belt. It's probably expert belt, so he could have Play Rough, he could have CC here. Gonna wish. As Como comes in and he's gonna just set up rocks, he's willing to play the rocks game, which is fine by me. I want this Como Toxic for my Dragapult Shadow Ball, right? And so here he has quite a few options, but I'm trying to think. Do I slow play this? Because I lost my biggest offensive, and again, very poor decision on my end. But Umbreon is such a difficult Pokemon for him to kill. So Ghost Clef, this is actually pretty dope for me. I need to gauge how much this Psyshock is doing. It's not doing enough, and so that means I do need to get rid of so he doesn't know that I do need to get rid of his leftovers. He doesn't know that I don't have Iron Head. And I knew he wasn't going to switch. He's going to Wish Up. And I'm going to have to slow play this because, again, Clef is too big of a problem. And we have Body Press. And, again, 100% my fault why this is even this close. It goes to Como. That's not a factor. Como lost his item. This is going to be a long game no matter what I do. So there's no real point in me playing around. I'm gonna have to probably defensively beat this guy. he struggles breaking my team just like I struggle breaking his. Again, just really need to find out what the Aegislash is and start reading his plays, you know. So Zeraora comes in. We're gonna go to Dragapult. I don't believe he goes down, and there's the Clef. So again, we're gonna have to be smart about it. He won't switch here because he's like, okay, he's thinking turn by turn. Moonblast doesn't do enough to where I'm concerned, and now we're gonna really make things interesting. I'm very surprised that he just Moonblasted there. That wasn't the play. But because Clef, again, the only thing that can beat it is if I flinch him here, he's in a very bad spot. And now I'm debating whether or not I want rocks to stay up. His rocker is Como-O. Mine is Seismitoad. Seismitoad comes in on quite a bit. I'm actually gonna get rid of the rocks and I'll let him wish, because I'm pretty sure he's going to I guess he doesn't need to. It wouldn't really make much sense to stay in and teleport, because if I Iron Head, you teleport away and then your Clef is low. But I've seen people do that. And so, like, one thing, Dark, that just because I know Diggersby is solid, and I understand this is for potential Bisharp as well, the body press. So, like, I get the rationale. Stays in to, again, if he was staying in just to either Moonblast or teleport, right, you're staying into Moonblast versus a Corv that just is not smart. But again, and then stays into this was like a horrible play this turn. And so he can wish. No, I still want a Psyshock. I was gonna Mystical Fire there because I know he's gonna go Aegislash, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter that much unless he is physical. And I'm gonna mix Corviknight, but heavily Spadef. Corviknight guards well against Gardevoir against Como-O. How do I want to play this? I'm gonna have to outplay him a ton. If he is physical and Swordsdance is here, I lose anyway. Like, I just can't win. Which is why, if that was the case, he should have never switched Aegislash Harden, because if I Mystical Fire there, you get 2 a kill. Would rather you want to sack something and then get the free switch into Aegislash SD and then guarantee to win. So I'm gonna have to play it as if he's not physical. And I'm gonna have to go hard Umbri. Yeah, he's special. Fucking shit, he crit me. Which is a big deal because now he gets to go back to Clefable, which we're trying to avoid, obviously. Because we don't want it to get wished back up so that Dragapult can do its damn thing. And so he won't give up. That crit mattered a lot because now I get 2 KO'd by Flash Cannon next time, so I have to wish. Luckily I get to wish my Gardevoir, which is a problem to him, right? And we're gonna get Stealth Rocks back up. Now that we know it's special, we're just gonna have to play this long game. And the meme of, you know, every one of Jam's games is 100 turns long. So he can't teleport here because he needs the Clef healed. So we're gonna stall out Moonblast if push. I don't get why you'd ever go for, and we can just pressure stall. I don't know why you'd ever go for that was a horrible play. And so him going for Shadow Ball, I mean, like, he should not let Gardevoir stay low. I mean, not Gardevoir stay low. And so I'm gonna double to my, if he Shadow Balls again, kudos. But I've been wishing I can take a Shadow Ball. Yeah, I got it right. And so this puts him in a horrible position because we can Thunderbolt here. Aegislash. How did Aegislash get his health back? Oh yeah, he got the wish. He got the wish. And so I'm actually gonna mystical fire here. Both his stabs do the trick. He's gonna flash cannon here for sure. I'm assault vest, so I can take the hit. I'm just debating whether that's the smartest decision. I don't think it is. I think Gardevoir is too big of a problem to play around with that. So I'm gonna predict his flash cannon and go Corviknight. Even if he doesn't Corviknight, it's just a massive problem that I can get away with this. And so double switches to Zeraora, not a factor because I'm pretty sure he's Scarf. I mean, not Scarf. He's so him getting that turn right was a big deal. Pretty sure he's expert belt. So if Play Rough is the only thing you can hit me with, I'll tank. But it's a big turn. So basically, my play was either Gardevoring and destroying him that way. Corviknight plus Umbreon plus. I need to tank this. Ah, yes, CC. But Umbreon is such a fucking nasty, disgusting, nasty tank. Toxic's a player. He's 100% going Dracovish. But I have not shown. Oh, he goes Como. I don't know why. Unless he body presses hard. I could have went guard and got another kill. But because I saw how little I took from that, what I'm going to do instead is U-turn out. Because he's going to try to go to Zeraora. And I'm going to take charge. Because at this point, he can't switch into Shadow Ball very well beyond Clef. And if the moment he goes to Clef, which I think he should have already have been going to. Because he seems like the type to stay in and play rough here. What? What? The biggest threat to my team is now gone. So now offensively, he struggles offensively. So it gives me Aegislash. And that's where you have to start reading. Well, this isn't something that you're going to be able to do off jump. But like seasoned players, this is something that through teaching I've kind of I have a special kind of insight for. But I don't get why Como was a play unless you're gonna double out to Zeraora. Yeah. And so now you lose another mine. Yeah. Well, I guess Corviknight doesn't technically die because I don't have rocks up. And he's Iron Head, probably Iron Head U-turn. I still want to be careful of Dracovish, right? Dracovish is still a problem, but he needs this healthy. And so I'm debating whether or not so I'll go Toad here because he has to roost, right? And he's forced my hand. I know he's gonna go Clef, but we were setting up for the long game either way. And so I know the Clef's gonna come and I know the Clef's gonna try to heal all that stuff, unless he's foolish enough to switch the Clef back out again. He is. I guess he feels like Zeraora is more important than Clefable. And so he's showing CC, showing Grass Knot, play rough. If it's knock, then I'm gonna be tight right here. If it's knock, but it has to be Plasma Fist. So this is a fairly safe, unless he play roughs, it's a fairly safe Gardevoir, and you should be so proud. Dark. We're trying to play this to the best of our ability. We're trying to make the moves, and so play rough is his only other option here, which can 2-hit KO us. Zeraora, what's his def to defense? I actually don't know that. I know they bulk up a lot in Zeraora. Yeah. 80 defense. He has a lower defense stat. Alright. And so play rough. It's gonna 2-hit KO. Of course. And so now he has to play around a lot with what I'll do. Because if I double out to Dragapult here, he has to predict whether I'll switch out here. It's a big turn. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Play Rust again. Right. And so we'll protect here. He got the play right, but I think I can afford to lose Umbreon now that I'm looking back at the game. I think I can afford to lose Umbreon, and so I'd like my Gardevoir higher on health because I can just straight lose to Clef, but I think Corviknight. I needed Umbreon. I needed to get that play right. That was a big turn. If I had gotten the play right, Zeraora would be dead and I'd have Umbreon alive. I just got the play wrong. No, I didn't get the play wrong. Well, yeah, I did, because if he Grass Knotted, he wouldn't have done shit to Umbreon, and then I'd be Gucci. So I think he hard switched this out last time. Yeah. Yeah, I'll lose. I should have made I needed to get the Seismitoad turn right, and I got it wrong. Though the nature how he plays, it made sense to predict, but I can't. The Zeraora is a bigger problem than I realized, and me giving up Diggersby was a bigger problem than I realized. So obvious side shock here. He might Moonblast. I don't think I 2-hit KO him. It's gonna be close, but Clef just walls my team. Yeah, it's a horrible play by him right there. Horrible play. And so yeah, I didn't think he'd do any of this. I think he just straight lost. He might have just straight lost. It'll be close because he still has the Zeraora, and I can still defog. And so, you know, he has to go for likely Play Rough here or Grass Knot. So if I go, this is the only thing that can kill Clef. So I'm gonna sack Seismitoad. I didn't think he'd do that. He's Grass Knotting here for sure this time. I'm gonna let the timer wear down as if I'm thinking about it. Yeah, he's Grass Knotting here. It's just the best play. And so I could pivot to Dragapult, but if I do that, I can lose if I get that wrong. Yeah, I need Grass Knot there, but if I got it wrong again, I would have lost the game. And so here, thinking if I U-turn and he goes Corvi, now I have to Shadow Ball, which is whack. Hopefully he chokes and goes straight Clef. Gives me Corviknight. And I know the Clef's gonna come in, so I'm gonna fish for the crit here, because he has to wish anyway. And so what this allows for me to go to Corviknight. So now you see how big of a difference it would have made if I had what's it called. And so I'm gonna have to make a couple solid plays. Because Gardevoir is the only thing that can beat this, so I have to defog, and he has to stay in, and so I have to get this play right. Because if he Moonblast as I switch, which he should Moonblast, I'm in a bad spot. I mean, Body Press is free here. If he goes there, or that's just a choke. I think U-turn might have been doing even more than that. But if he right, so now he gets to go to that, and it's just a stall fest, though. I have to U-turn here because he can teleport. Suppose he could still technically teleport. Yeah, but I didn't think he would. So we gotta stall out all these Moonblasts. Moonblasting again would be a good play. And if he does, it's over. So it wishes. And now I'm gonna predict him to teleport. No, he doesn't. So that's game. That's game. So where we messed up, giving away Diggersby, because the thing is, me, even if I stall out with Corviknight right now, right, he can just teleport. He has Dracovish and Zeraora, 2 horrible matchups. So again, Darkion, that wasn't your team's fault, and especially if I made the Seismitoad read right there. But yeah, we learned that Diggersby play wasn't a risk I should have taken until I found out my opponent's level of ability. That's something I should have just patienced out, even though if I got it right, it would have been good. But it was just like a high risk, like mid reward play. So yeah, definitely learned from that, because you saw how valuable Diggersby was, and like just throwing away versus Como for what? So that was just stupid. But we learned from that and use it better. But Gardevoir did us well. And it's funny because Seismitoad killing the Zeraora to turn. Like if we just made the reads when we had the time, the opportunity, it would have been a different game. But we didn't. So let's see. And I also noticed a pattern as well. We always get somebody game 1 that we gave way too much credit, and then get like that exact same situation, and then we adjust. Sometimes we adjust in game 2, or sometimes it's just like it takes 2 games. Now usually the second game is either to hacks. Or the opponent just made some crazy plays and it's really close towards the end. So let's see what we're gonna have. Gardevoir amazing in this one, as is Dragapult, and Diggersby comes in on 1, potentially 2 depending on the set. And his flying type is his only counter. Guards very poorly against ground, and Ferrothorn is fairly problematic. Umbreon infinitely guards against Dragapult no matter what the set. Seismitoad is supposed to guard against the Cinderace, but we'll see about that. And Togekiss is my biggest concern. That thing can get really annoying, hacksy and whatnot. So I'm going to prioritize. Let's see. I'm gonna prioritize keeping that Togekiss at bay with whatever methods I can use. Dragapult, not too concerned about. Yeah, figured you might do something like that. And so Dragapult's burnt, and we know it's set. It's Hex, which means he's gonna U-turn here. It's too big of a gamble to waste a turn Toxicking if he doesn't go to if he didn't go to. Like, we could have doubled down and said, "Oh, fuck it, we're gonna catch the Togekiss." But the mistake I learned from the mistake in the last game was, again, not feeling out the opponent enough. At least 1915, so I'd assume that he's gonna make some more reasonable plays, which should make it a bit easier to read his kind. And for those who aren't 1800, like we saw from the first battle, and we've seen several battles, especially yesterday. The bar ain't that high, so a lot of you guys who are viewing it as this big thing, come on and hop up into the 1800s. It's really not that impressive. So we're gonna wish. Obviously we already used it, and I'm debating what I want to. The thing that loses me the least momentum if he teleports would be Diggersby, and now he's in a spot where he has to make a big read. I don't have U-turn on this, and so the assumption here is that you'd fear a potential SD, and going to Ferrothorn wouldn't help unless you're going to go to Ferrothorn and then pivot, right? Show Stealth Rock, Ferrothorn, Togekiss. If he goes Togekiss, I'm trying to think which is the worst. If he goes Togekiss and then I kill the Togekiss with a super effective move, he just gets destroyed by this. But I've seen players not think that far ahead. So let me think what's the mid ground between that. Guard. Earthquake. See? So right there, if I attacked his Togekiss with Thunder Punch, he just got ravaged by Diggersby. So these are like high reward. Like it's just like I'm that person from the last game. So like the opponent just attacked what was in front of him, and so that gives me insight. I have to go guard on the off chance that it's like a boosting variant, and so I'm gonna Psy Shock. Let's get some more information. I don't think you should have ever went Ferrothorn there because we are Assault Vest. I'm not too concerned about this. We can Moonblast here as he goes to Clef. And him switching around, these are not even good reads. I'm not faster than him. I don't know if he's soft boiled. I mean, if you're this, you're Moonblast. So Moonblast probably soft boiled. Thunder Wave. Okay, so this can't touch Corviknight. Corviknight infinitely. So Corviknight actually beats quite a bit of his team. Defensively, I didn't really take that into account, and so what I'm gonna do is, since we're gonna like, it's clear that when did I get Iron Head on this? Did I change that real time? I actually thought I had Body Press. Iron Head doesn't hurt here though. The best play would be to go to Cinderace, but fuck the best play, right? When you have Thunder Wave, fuck the best play. So yeah. Let's gather information. New turn, probable. Nothing too crazy. Let's just gather the information. Primarina. This is a Calm Mind variant. Then I'm actually faster. Moonblast. I don't need to prioritize Rock because he has the Court Changer. And so no Heal Beller. It doesn't even matter if he Scalds here. Yeah. And like we can pivot back to Toad. And so since he's prioritizing this Clef, he's gonna he seems to not give a fuck. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna start opening himself up tremendously to Dragapult. But I'll be patient with it. Yeah, he should Moonblast there. That was a correct play. And for every turn he does something like this, like now for example, it's 50% Clef. You're forced to use a Soft Boil. If you don't Soft Boil and I go get the defog off, now you're staring down Dragapult. And now Ferrothorn has to be in, which is actually quite annoying. This is quite annoying. Because there's just no fast way to get rid of his Ferrothorn. It's likely to just Leech Seed, and it's the correct play. Corviknight is not slower than it, so he'll get the seeds off. He could opt for knockoff as well, which is part of the reason I'm tempted to actually go to my Gardevoir, because I want to make sure it's not a Scarf Togekiss, so I want to be careful of his Dragapult. So knocks off. And he seems like the type to let me get a Mystical Fire off. It's just the correct play here, even if he goes Cinderace. Didn't matter at all. And so positionally, Dragapult's the best in. No, he's gonna U-turn. No point in letting Seismitoad take another round. Man, I could have killed his Togekiss. That's all that I'm thinking about. Like, man, I could have killed his Togekiss. And so same rinse and repeat. Oh, he's just like banking on the T-Wave. So if he U-turns here, I'm in a bad spot. Yeah. So I guess that's the strat. I mean, I can't say like I'm upset about it. Like it's Choice Scarf. I'm not gonna give up. It's really frustrating when shit like that happens, you know. So because I know he's gonna likely stay in here, actually, yeah, I'll defog. It's more important. The damage on that would be important for Dragapult, but this is rough. This is rough. Let me stop and think. So this game is going like usually like the second game goes. Very haxy. Very haxy loss. But we haven't lost yet. And if he doesn't get lucky, that's the thing, right? Like if he doesn't get lucky versus my Diggersby, I can kill him. Because Umbreon's natural bulk, let's say he Dazzling Gleam there, we'd have still been straight. And if we went to something that was not Corviknight on his trick, we'd have been Gucci. Because I was fearing Nasty Plots. Like Gardevoir probably was the better play. And so like, yeah. But you know, we learn from this. I'm trying to think of an out. That's why. So Dazzling Gleams again, and he seems foolish enough to stay in here, honestly. But he does go to Ferrothorn. It's the correct play. He'll never knock off, and so I'm debating whether or not I want. This Ferrothorn getting chipped down. The Clef is such a problem now. So he has to make the correct turn correct play every time versus my Ferrothorn, my Diggersby. Body presses. I'm gonna have to just go all in on certain things. Nox. I should have pivoted to Corviknight there. So I'll go Dragapult here. I know he's gonna lead Seed. If he has Protect, he'll use it here. If not, we're gonna be seeing Clefable. Cinderace. Can Cinderace even kill me? It can. Cinderace made sense as a mid-ground. I gotta play like perfectly. I need every mon I have though. Dragapults are only out. So yeah, Sucker Punch. Never mind, we can't win. So that's frustrating, but we'll make do. We could have played. The reason I never like, you're always like, you know, damn, you know, how could you allow luck to blah 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 and not bother you? Because I looked first at what I could have done to disallowed. Like, could I have won that game even without the luck? Yes. Like, I played poorly with Corviknight. You know, the T-Wave hacks even gave him the opportunity to begin with, but I can't keep assuming. Like, it's clear from plays. I can't, like, say for example, body slamming Togekiss and it was a Scarf one, or Thunder Punching the Togekiss on Switch. I wouldn't say instantly lost, but it would have been almost impossible for him to win. So like turn one, you don't make a super high risk, low reward play. So he could have went Ferrothorn and then pivoted to Togekiss if he was gonna do the Togekiss thing, because it's not as if Togekiss was gonna kill Diggersby, right? So if he was fearing me to Swords Dance, he went Ferrothorn. Even if I did Earthquake and he went Ferrothorn wouldn't die, and so you'd get to Scout Out and then you'd have control. But again, we just got to take it a step at a time, and that's what makes the ladder so difficult. Like, you never really know what your opponent knows. But yeah, we'll I think we'll be straight. I gotta acknowledge the Zero Aura weakness. That's very problematic, but he's super weak to Diggersby, and I'm not gonna overestimate. I'm gonna just feel him out, and because I didn't have my own game plan, I had moments where I reacted. Corviknight came in on a trick when I never should have went to Corviknight on Togekiss. I should have sat guard, gave him an Assault Vest, which would have left me in a way better position. But yeah, If you learn Diggersby, quite frankly, Diggersby and Dragapult. In order for me to do so, the only all he has is his Hippowdon. Corviknight never gets touched, so it can guard against the Excadrill. And he should start this game with Zera, right? Zera in order to. Let me see. Thinking which one is more valuable to me, the Toad or the Umbreon, because obviously he's gonna knock here. They're both equally solid. But I'm gonna go to Umbreon for this particular reason. I don't want him to be able to switch up moves after this. So now, like, I have to scout for a potential foul play. It does get annoying with Aegislash after this, but because I have so much offensive momentum, like my team is so strong versus him, I'm not gonna press it. And I don't know if he has Play Rough. If I knew he had Play Rough over whatever he's gonna go for, then I'd go for Wish. Excellent. So he's gonna prioritize rocks. I know I can defog them at any point, so I'm actually gonna double down on toxicking the Hippowdon, because those toxic damage is gonna mean 2-hit KO on Diggersby, and there's nothing he can switch into now. So this Umbreon is actually quite problematic. Hatterene is the only thing, and because I have a full health Corviknight, he goes Aegislash. I don't get the Aegislash play unless you're banded. I'm debating whether or not, thinking what the best play here is. If you are banded, if you're SD, then Diggersby beats. So I'll go hard Corviknight here. I don't think he'd ever Swords Dance. So he's I'm pretty sure that's banded. And so we're gonna defog here. Obviously CC was the best play there. That's the correct play. So I don't mind that. Even if he him switching out, Gardevoir has phenomenal positioning versus whatever he's gonna go to. No, he's banded. So now he has to contend with this Gardevoir, right? And what gives me the most mileage? Really, a doubles to Diggersby gives me the most mileage, but guard is not low value, but it's not picking up any major KOs this game. Mystical Fire covers everything except Vaporeon. Vaporeon coming in is a non-factor either way. We force the attack. I mean, he's gonna wish, we force it, and then he has no switch-ins into a T-Bolt plus, unless he wants to go to, or maybe this doesn't even 2-hit KO. So he has I don't think he predicted that. I'm thinking he has. I just don't see how you'd know that. So I think this has. Gonna Mystical Fire. Wow, fucking shit, dude. You are straight trash guard. Come on, bro. You need to do better than that. So that actually put me back quite a bit. I did not think knockoff would kill guard. Like, Zero isn't the strongest Pokemon, and so him getting that health back, maybe he predicted that. I don't know. Is guard Thunderbolt that common of a thing? I don't want to give him too much room to potentially wiggle his way back, because at this point Dragapult is damn near unkillable. And so Hatterene comes in, which shows a ballsy play, but here's our first kill, and it outspeeds everything except Excadrill and Zeraora. So so we just have to position Drillins, or the drill, not Drillins, or we just got to position what's his face, position Dragapult and Diggersby well. The only condition we need met now is either Slash straight up gone, or Vaporeon to get hit. And how Vaporeon can get hit, and at this point it's very hard for him to force out my Umbreon now that I know he's banded Aegislash, right? And so I'm pretty sure he's gonna show me whether or not he has knockoff. It could be not. I can win without it. I'm gonna let the timer wear down as if I am. It's that way. I do want this though, but I can't lose Dragapult. I can't lose what's faster than Zeraora. And so we're gonna Scald hard. Last game I read into the, if I were my opponent I'd try to predict the pivot, but turns out he's Grass Knot. I'm not pivoting on this because we can win just straight up. And so we're free to shot a ball here. Umbreon is gonna be, it's alright. Him going Vaporeon is very good for us, assuming too many unknowns. I don't want to give him too many openings because I have the back, like, as I know I have the backbone to win. Like, I have the muscle. It's rough because you don't want, so Wishy, if he has Toxic, he's Skull Fishing, which means maybe he doesn't have Toxic. Him allowing me to Toxic in there is a pretty big deal. Foul play, like, it matters. I don't want to get burnt. Let's just clear that shit up now. I don't want it. I'm not trying to get burnt. I'm debating if I don't get burnt here, it's a big deal because I can wish up my Corviknight. Ideally, I'd want to wish it up rather than hard switching to it and roosting, because then he gets the free switch into Zera, and then I have to contend with that. So we're gonna have to wish as he goes Hippowdon. That's actually perfect. That's literally perfect because now you can't even pivot. I mean, you can't even oh wow. This is a tough turn. It's a tough turn. If you go Zeraora, you have the upper hand. See. So I think he Whirlwinded. He may have Earthquaked. Either way, we'll go Umbri. Yeah. And this is bad that Umbreon is in, because this allows for him to go for Whirlwind, as I wish. As he Earthquakes, right, and he's gonna go for Whirlwind this turn. Well, he can't. Actually, he dies to Toxic. I'm tripping. And so this is actually perfect, because even if he Swords Dances with Drill, he gave up his Sand, and unless it's like a Sash Sand Rush Drill, yeah, this is like a Sash Sand Rush Drill. I'm gonna get all my health back. I wasn't paying attention to the Toxic. I don't think he was either. Why is all up? I keep forgetting to module instinct. So him going Slash is perfect because I guess Tech, and there's nothing you can do, especially if you CC lock. Right, I go with Polt, and there's nothing you can do. I know you're banded, and you allow me to Toxic your Vaporeon. Obviously, I'm gonna just Shadow Ball hard. There's no reason to ever do anything else, ever. I want to be in a position where Umbreon is at full versus what he has in. That way, I can properly foul play. Because I don't want, the Drill can be a problem, especially if I miss Fire Blast. I don't want it to come down to me having to hit Fire Blast. And so it would make sense for the opponent to wish. I also don't want to be burnt versus Vaporeon, right? So Let's see. Skulls. That's actually perfect for my Dragapult. That's like the perfect turn, because again, we don't, Dragapult forces out everything except drilling AG, and yeah, it's just the best play. Okay, so he's Orb, which is good info. Woo, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's run this calc first. Let me see if I can again, don't want to give him a ton of openings. So like the worst case I think would be me going Umbreon, him killing me, then I have to go Dragapult, Shadow Ball, and then he gets to go to Aegis Slash, and he close combats on the turn. I go Diggersby, and then he went to, like, that just gives too many openings. Diggersby likely can take a one hit. All these calcs that I need. All these calcs that I need. Fuck it, I'm just gonna fire off the Fire Blast. It's the one option that guarantees me I don't lose if I miss, but I would just straight up win if I hit, because then Shadow Ball just does it in. All I need to do is sack Umbreon. I suppose he could go hard Aegis Slash. That's a play too. Yeah, going hard AG, and he's definitely CCing here. So that's making me think. I'm like, okay, well, did I just read him? Let me think. If I sack Umbreon, I'll go Diggersby. He's going for CC, but I think I can still win even if he's oh, he Shadow Sneak. I got it. Woo! Actually, I was convinced that he would CC there. I was certain. Him going Drill was like the worst option, because now you just straight up never win. And I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if I go Umbreon or Diggersby, but I'd rather have so he needed to make that read, and I guess he was thinking what I was thinking, so he just Shadow Sneak because it was obvious. But that same, like, I was fully aware of the fact that it wasn't a guaranteed win, you know. Hey mate, can I bother you for a sec? Sorry bro, if your name Corona, like, you can't talk to me, homie. But yeah, we end up winning the third game, which is generally, you know, how it's been going the past couple days. But more importantly, we wanted to use Darky's team, and yeah, like, you know, it does a trick. Guard does its thing. Be proud of your team, bro, and you know, go on the ladder. How you know whether the team needs improvement or not, whatever, go on the ladder, use it, and then based on the patterns, because it could also be that you're not a good player, so that could also go into the team. But if you notice, like, okay, well, I'm just losing to the same Pokemon, and no matter what solution I come up with within the parameters of the team, I still lose to it, then it's likely a team problem. And so with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and peace.